Hi guys, Keith Arkenberg Farms, and today I want to show you the new technique I've been using to beat the summertime heat. Let me show you. But first, I wanted to thank everybody for the support that I've had since I started making videos here. So this right here is my 205th video. So we've done over 200 now. I now have over 250,000 views, which is awesome. And we're almost at 4,000 subscribers, which is great for what I've been doing. I've been trying to grow everything organically, keep it as simple as possible, and present the best material I can. And I just want to thank you all for supporting me through the time that I've been doing this. And also, if you're new, don't forget to like and subscribe. You can learn more about this and everything else we're doing here on the farm. So, if you read the title, you already know what I'm using. Using Surround WP. It's Army certified for organic. It is literally just kaolin clay, which is a very, very white clay, which I'll show you. And it's 5% spreader, some other stuff, sticker, and dilutant, whatever the heck that stuff is. Bag is really, really messy. So what I did is I got a 5-gallon bucket, went to the green big box store, and they have these really cool, nifty lids that screw on the top. And that's what I've got right there. That way I can easily just scoop it out and throw it into my tank sprayer. I bought a sprayer specifically for this product, and this is the only thing I use it for. So I'll show you the mixing that I'm doing. Basically what I'm doing is I've got 16-ounce cup. I'm using 3 of these and pouring them in per gallon of water through here. I've not 100% figured out the most optimal mixture to where I don't have to waste a lot. Originally I was using a lot more, and I think it works a little bit longer as the irrigation starts to work on it. I'll show you here in a second when we go out in the field to show you where I've sprayed and how much we've done. I do know with a really heavy rainfall like we get around here all the time, it will wash everything off. So you will have to reapply. But the most important part of using this is to stop the heat shock and the sun shock of the landscape fabric and just basically our environment where it is just constantly bright outside. So we'll go ahead and mix this up and we'll go out in the field and I'll show you how I've been using it. Now, I will tell you, this stuff here is super messy. None of it is permanent, but I always mix my tank outside, which I've already done. I make sure to shake it as I'm going. Now, I use it specifically in this sprayer. It'll get everywhere. It'll get on you and everything else, but don't worry, it is all washable and it's perfectly safe. I almost believe that it is what they use to make the chalks on a baseball field. The lines that they use for the base paths, because it seems to stick really well and really lasts till it rains. So here in the plot behind me, I'll move up so the sun's not getting you that bad. I have a bunch of butternut squash growing in here, which does great on fabric if it's white. Now, when you get into using black fabric, like over here, this stuff gets so hot, it cooks it. So what I've actually been doing until I can get a nice little bit of growth going, which I'm actually starting to get and get some shade over this fabric, I've been spraying this. I sprayed this a couple times already. I redid this, I think last week before it really started getting hot again. And I actually irrigated earlier. You can see the black fabric is actually pretty much white. So that's what it looks like underneath. But I'll show you real quick just because I know I've got a couple spots here of how I spray it. I mean, it's really, really counterintuitive because when you're spraying it, it doesn't look like anything's happening. So when you're spraying this stuff, you want to make sure to agitate your container, and then basically you're just spraying it. You want to make sure to have a little bit of a mist so you're not going too hardcore with it, but you just kind of spray it around. And you can see this dark spot here. Really doesn't look like I'm doing anything, but in fact I actually lay down a lot of material quick. You can also, after transplanting, spritz over stuff, which really helps with sun protection. It kind of gives it like sunblock. and spray underneath things as well to really give them the best chance possible in the heat. Now it will wash off when it rains or through the irrigation for a while. I'll take you over to the lettuce field and I'll show you that real quick. So this time of year, the lettuce needs any advantage it can get. I've discussed before how we use 30% shade cloth on all of our lettuce from the time it's planted until the time it's harvested. But this black fabric is very much a deterrent to growth because it'll lay over on it. And like these little buggers here, it just kills them off. So I found if I take this stuff and actually spray out over it, and that's about all the more I do, it'll actually start to protect it and make a white barrier. I'll show you back when it dries here in a second. But I sprayed this the other day, and it's going to get really hot over the next week. We're talking 100s, and this is nowhere near as protected as I would like it. So I'm not only spraying the fabric, which I do before we plant this time of year. That's me moving the container. I'm also spraying the lettuce starts as well. And the reason I'm doing that is to give them a little bit more reflectivity and a little bit more ability to hold on to moisture. Because this stuff will actually seal in just a little bit of the moisture inside of the plant itself. It's actually rated for and specifically labeled for planting out in heat. And I'm walking all over my bed, which isn't good. But for the purposes of making this video, we're just gonna have to do it. This is actually the lettuce we're supposed to be planting this week. But I'm also spraying it over the top of the shade cloth too, for the specific purpose of it'll actually get into the shade cloth as well and make it white, which makes it cooler. Like I said earlier, we are constantly working to make everything out here as cool as possible. That is one of the keys to doing summertime lettuce, is to have everything stay as cool as possible. The fabric, even though it's black, protects everything underneath it, but the leaves on top of it will cook off if they touch it. So another way I found super useful to use this stuff is actually to spray it up on top of my greenhouses and caterpillar tunnels. It will actually form a nice little barrier, and I'm not trying to like spray it in super thick or anything. More than anything, I'm trying to reduce the amount of sunlight coming through. So I'm trying to drop it basically to like what a 30 or 40 or 50% shade cloth would do. And like I said, again, this is just temporary. As soon as we get a heavy rain, this will all be gone. And if I want to apply it again, I can. Now, if it stays dry and hot like it's going to for quite a while, then great, it's serving its purpose. Now, the product is, I wouldn't say super expensive, but at least to get it to ship to me for a 50 pound bag, it was about 70 bucks. So that's fairly pricey. I've maybe used a quarter of it now over the past couple weeks, but this is basically what I've been doing. I've had to reapply twice from heavy thunderstorms, but just the amount of difference this makes is just amazing. So I'll turn you around real quick and kind of show you what it looks like applied on the greenhouse itself. And you can kind of see what I'm talking about and what I'm actually looking for. So this is kind of what I'm looking for. You can kind of see when it starts to dry, it gets opaque and milky. And it kind of makes like a stippling pattern to where it blocks out the sunlight from the inside. You probably won't be able to see as good on the inside of this one. You can kind of see it. But every dot that's up there is less sunlight we're getting through. It does make a remarkable difference on the heat inside of the tunnel. So here is before of the tomato greenhouse. It's got really clear plastic so you can really see it. Then here is after. The sun is starting to set, so it's kind of hard to see. But I mean, definitely you can see the amount on top. And especially from over here on this side, you can really see where the rails are more than anything. but it is definitely coated. So we were looking for about 30 to 50% coated. There's some nice cherry tomatoes right there. I just leaned these guys the other day, or gals. And there we are with the final result. You can really see all of the little spots on there. And it really does make a difference. Turn you back around. And you can kind of see, no, it's kind of hard to see, but you get it all over. It almost looks like you've been out drywalling all day. I'm sure it's probably on my face, which hasn't quite dried yet. Oh yeah, we gotta go back out in the field so I can show you what the fabric looks like. So this stuff dries really, really quick. I mean, it did not look like I sprayed all that much on here, but you see where it's starting to dry? How much white's actually there? This is where it's wet, so after it irrigates, it does look like this, but the soil's still cool. But as soon as the fabric dries out, I mean, it almost turns completely white all the way across. It does look like I could probably hit these other ones that have already come up a little bit more. They've got some protection, but I'd kind of like to see a little bit more. I was kind of in a hurry spraying those anyways. Now I also forgot to mention that I'm also using this in the prop house. I actually spray the whole entire top of the prop house, kind of like I did the greenhouses over here. And I don't know if it's entirely necessary or even worth it, but after I'm starting my lettuce in the flats, before it goes into the germination area, I am actually spraying it too. So at least it's turning the trays and the dirt on top white. So when I bring it out, it does not get as hot, hopefully, so I don't deter or kill off any germinating plants while it's out in this really extreme heat we're having. And for the next week, basically the majority of people across the country are going to have this. We're looking at 100-degree days and not a drop of rain for probably another week. So we're on 3 weeks now without rain. So this is one of my best solutions I've found so far to actually cooling things down a little bit and giving things a really good fighting chance. So with the milestones we hit, like I explained earlier, we have over 200 videos now, almost 4,000 subscribers, 25,000, it's 250,000 views already. It's just awesome. And I could not have done it without the support of my wife, which does a lot of the farmers market work and has also done a lot of work over here for the past couple years, and the rest of my team, especially the team I have this year. Maria came in early season. She came back and just did an awesome job of getting me back. Tiffany, she only worked for a little while this season, but just rocked it out in the pack house and post-harvest area. And then we've got Adam, who is always a superstar out here. He's been with me for 2 seasons now. He didn't come back to late because he picked up another gig. That's a whole different story, but he's came back and just done great. I mean, he's really got me caught back up to where I can really start to focus on stuff again. And then our newest team member, Austin, who's doing an excellent job. He's only been here a couple weeks, and you'd think he'd already been here for a year. So, and without these people that we have on the farm and the team we have, I would not be able to do what I'm doing right now and actually teaching other people about how to market, garden, and farm and actually make a profit doing it, which we are doing a darn good job this year. So just want to say thank you to everybody that's helped me make this possible. There's a lot more out there that I have not mentioned, and hope you all like what you saw today. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. Also, arkenbergfarms.com. Go down to the bottom, deals with tools and training. Got a bunch of cool stuff down there, spreadsheets, calculators, all kinds of fun stuff. So just want to say thank you all for making this happen, and thank y'all. Have a good day. And most importantly, beat the heat. Do not be out in this stuff during the middle of the day getting sunstroke. That's why I'm fighting the sun right here in my eyeballs shooting this video, because I did not want to be out here. I've already done enough today. So be safe, drink plenty of water, and most importantly, enjoy what you're doing and keep planting, because if you don't right now, you'll have nothing here in a month. So thank y'all. Have a good day.